Late one quiet evening in a small American town, a modest roadside diner glowed warmly under the soft yellow lights outside. Inside, only a handful of customers sat scattered across the tables. Some were finishing late dinners, while others quietly sipped coffee after a long day. The air smelled of fresh pancakes and coffee, and calm music played softly in the background. Among the workers moving between tables was Maya, a young black waitress known by regular customers for her kindness and calm personality. Maya had been working long hours to support her mother and younger brother. Even though the job was tiring, she always greeted customers with a warm smile. That night seemed like any other ordinary shift. She carried plates to tables, refilled coffee cups, and chatted politely with the regulars. In one corner of the diner sat a man dressed in a simple dark coat and cap. He looked like an ordinary traveler stopping by for coffee. Few people in the diner recognized him, but he was actually a well-known billionaire who had built a global business empire. He had stopped there during a quiet road trip, hoping to enjoy a peaceful moment away from the spotlight. As he watched the diner quietly, he noticed Maya's hard-working nature and the way she treated every customer with respect. Suddenly, the peaceful night shattered. The diner door burst open with a loud bang. A masked man rushed inside, shouting and pointing a gun toward the room. His voice echoed through the diner as he demanded money from the register. Fear instantly spread among the customers. Chairs scraped across the floor as people froze or ducked down, trying to stay out of sight. Some dropped their phones, while others trembled in silence. For a moment, the entire room seemed frozen in panic. But Maya did something unexpected. Instead of screaming or running, she slowly stepped forward from behind the counter. Her hands were raised calmly to show she meant no harm. Her heart was racing, but she forced herself to stay composed. She spoke in a steady, gentle voice, trying to keep the situation from becoming worse. "Please, nobody wants anyone to get hurt," she said softly. Her calm tone seemed to slow the tension in the room. She carefully opened the cash register while keeping her movements slow and visible. At the same time, she quietly signaled for the customers to remain still and safe. Her focus was not on the money, it was on protecting everyone inside the diner. The masked robber grabbed the cash quickly, still shouting nervously. Within seconds, he rushed out the door and disappeared into the dark street outside. Silence filled the diner again. Customers slowly stood up, shocked by what had just happened. Some whispered to each other in disbelief, while others thanked Maya for staying calm during such a frightening moment. From his quiet corner table, the mysterious billionaire had watched everything. He had seen Maya's courage, her intelligence, and the way she placed the safety of strangers above her own fear. As he finished the last sip of his coffee, a thoughtful expression crossed his face. In that moment, he made a decision. And though no one in the diner realized it yet, Maya's brave actions that night were about to change her life forever. The morning after the robbery, Maya woke up thinking it would be just another normal day. She felt tired from the frightening night, but she was grateful that no one in the diner had been hurt. After helping her younger brother get ready for school, she quickly prepared for another long shift. She had no idea that something extraordinary was already unfolding. Across the city, and soon across the country, people were watching a video that had begun spreading rapidly online. It was the diner's security footage from the night before. The clip showed the moment the masked robber burst inside, the fear of the customers, and then Maya calmly stepping forward, speaking gently and protecting everyone around her. Millions of viewers were amazed by her courage. News channels picked up the story within hours. Social media was filled with messages praising the brave waitress who had stayed calm during a dangerous moment. Many people called her a hero. But the most surprising reaction came from someone powerful, the mysterious billionaire who had quietly witnessed everything in the diner. That morning, he contacted a few major news networks and announced that he would be holding a press conference later that day. Reporters were curious. The billionaire was known for making bold decisions in business, but no one understood why he suddenly wanted to talk about a small diner robbery. Meanwhile, Maya arrived at work as usual. As she stepped inside the diner, her manager rushed toward her with wide eyes. "Maya, do you know you're all over the internet?" he asked. Confused, she shook her head. One of her coworkers showed her a phone screen filled with videos and comments. Maya stared in disbelief as she watched the security footage of herself speaking calmly to the robber. Thousands of people were praising her bravery. Before she could fully understand what was happening, another surprise arrived. A black car stopped outside the diner, and a well-dressed assistant walked in carrying an envelope. Inside was an invitation for Maya to attend the billionaire's press conference that afternoon. Nervous and unsure, Maya agreed to go. A few hours later, cameras flashed as reporters filled a large conference hall. The billionaire stepped onto the stage and briefly explained that he had been present in the diner during the robbery. Then he invited Maya to join him in front of the crowd. Maya walked onto the stage, overwhelmed by the bright lights and curious faces. The billionaire smiled and addressed the reporters. "Last night I witnessed something remarkable," he said. "While everyone else was terrified, this young woman showed courage, intelligence, and compassion. Those qualities are far more valuable than money." The room grew silent as he revealed his decision. He announced that Maya would receive a full scholarship to continue her education, a new home for her family, and an opportunity to work with his charitable foundation that helps struggling communities. Gasps spread through the audience. Cameras flashed even faster. Maya stood frozen, tears filling her eyes as she realized how much her life was about to change. What had started as a terrifying robbery in a small diner had become a moment that inspired millions of people, and opened a future she had never imagined possible. The announcement at the press conference changed Maya's life overnight. As the cameras flashed and reporters rushed to share the story, people around the world continued praising the young waitress who had shown courage during the robbery. But for Maya, the attention felt overwhelming. Only a day earlier, she had been serving coffee in a small diner, worrying about bills and helping her family get through each month. Now everything was different. After the conference ended, the billionaire personally spoke with Maya and her family. He explained that his foundation worked to support people who showed leadership, courage, and compassion. When he watched her remain calm during the robbery, he believed she had those qualities. Maya's mother could hardly believe what she was hearing. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she thanked the billionaire again and again. For years she had struggled to provide for her children, working multiple jobs while still worrying about rent and school expenses. Within weeks, the promise made at the press conference became reality. Maya's family moved into a safe and comfortable new home. For the first time in years, they didn't have to worry about late bills or uncertain rent payments. Maya's younger brother finally had a quiet place to study, and her mother could finally rest without constant stress. Meanwhile, Maya began preparing for college through the scholarship the billionaire had arranged. Education had always been her dream, but she had believed it was impossible because of financial problems. Now she had the opportunity to study business and community leadership. At the same time, the billionaire invited Maya to take part in his charitable foundation's programs. Instead of just observing, he encouraged her to share her ideas about helping struggling communities. At first Maya felt nervous speaking in meetings with experienced professionals. But slowly she realized something important. Her life experiences gave her a perspective that many others didn't have. She understood what it meant to struggle, to work long hours, and to worry about the future. Her ideas began gaining attention inside the foundation. She suggested programs that supported workers in low-income jobs, helped young students pay for education, and created safe spaces for communities facing difficult situations. Many of the leaders were impressed by her thoughtful and practical ideas. Months later, the billionaire invited Maya to stand beside him again at another public event. This time, it wasn't about a robbery or a viral video. It was about the launch of a new national program designed to support hardworking families. Standing confidently at the podium, Maya shared her story, not as a victim of a frightening night, but as someone who believed that courage and kindness could change lives. The audience gave her a long-standing ovation. Later that evening, as Maya looked out at the crowd, she thought about the quiet diner where everything had started. One unexpected moment had completely transformed her future. But what mattered most to her was not the fame or attention. It was the chance to help others who were once in the same difficult position she had been in. And that was the real reason the billionaire's decision had shocked the world, because one act of courage had created a chain of kindness that would change many lives for years to come.